Hi there. This week I'm in Washington, where we're all but guaranteed to get a ruling in just 1 year on the freedom to marry. We also have major victories to report this week in Utah and Indiana. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum, and welcome to Marriage News Watch for June 30th, 2014. Marriage equality got a huge victory last week with an appeals court upholding a ruling that Utah's marriage ban is unconstitutional. It was last December that a lower court first ruled against Utah's ban, and hundreds of couples were able to wed during a brief window. Now the case goes to the U.S. Supreme Court, which may take the case or decline to hear it this fall. If they hear the case, we'll likely have a ruling in June of 2015. If they don't, marriage could start back up again in Utah before the end of this year. But in the meantime, some clerks in Colorado have started issuing marriage licenses now. Colorado is in the same circuit as Utah, and the clerks have explained that last week's ruling requires them to set aside Colorado's marriage ban. There's also been a major ruling in Indiana. Once again, a federal court has found a marriage equality ban to violate the U.S. Constitution. This time, the court did not delay the issuing of licenses, and couples were able to begin marrying in Indiana for a few days. On Friday, the Seventh Circuit halted the marriages while the state appeals the lower court's ruling. As in Utah, the case is on track to the U.S. Supreme Court, although it may not reach the Supreme Court in time for its next upcoming session this fall. The next states to watch are Oklahoma and Virginia. Both cases could get a ruling any day now. They would then join Utah in petitioning the U.S. Supreme Court. We also have big news in Louisiana. Judge Martin Feldman has expanded the scope of a narrow ruling to cover marriage equality in general across the state. Also last week, St. Louis Mayor Francis G. Slay started issuing marriage licenses to 4 couples in his office. Missouri's marriage ban is still on the books, so it's unclear whether these marriage licenses are actually valid. Missouri has had a pending marriage case 4 months, and just this week gained a second marriage case. Also last week, the Department of Justice issued a report calling for the passage of the Respect for Marriage Act, which would repeal the Anti-Gay Defense of Marriage Act. And Senator Susan Collins of Maine has become the 4th Republican senator to endorse the freedom to marry. Those are the headlines. Next week I'll be traveling up to New England to visit the states that have had marriage equality for years. At the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.